Last night I went to go and see an advanced screening of the brand new Channing Tatum movie Fly Me to the Moon. So let's talk about it. Yes, hello, welcome back to another video and another movie review. And today the movie in question is the brand new Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum movie Fly Me to the Moon. I was lucky enough to see an advanced screening of the movie last night and I have some opinions. So let's talk about it, and before I do, this is just a friendly reminder that these are my opinions. Just because I feel this way about this film doesn't mean you will, so don't let this be the deciding factor as to whether or not you go and see this film, because films are made for loads of different people and films do not cater for every single person on this earth. So don't let this be the deciding factor of you going to see this film. These are just my opinions and I like to share them on a movie review YouTube video form. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now, I think it's worth noting that I haven't seen Channing Tatum in much. I've seen him in the film Dog, which came out, I think it was 2 years ago, 2022. And I've also seen him in The Lost City. I really thoroughly enjoyed The Lost City. I wasn't as keen on Dog. I kind of felt a tad, not let down by the film, but I just feel like it was a little bit underwhelming. Having said that, I do want to give that film another second chance because maybe I was too harsh. But they're the only two things that I've really seen Channing Tatum in. And I've not really been overly fussed about him as an actor. I don't dislike him. I just think, yeah, he's an alright actor. But I thoroughly enjoyed him in this movie, Fly Me to the Moon. He was an excellent actor in this film. He played the part of his character so well, and I just thought he was really brilliant in the movie. He executed his role so perfectly well, and I think that was a really big factor as to why I enjoyed this movie so much. I kind of feel like Channing Tatum in most of his movies is a very serious, a very stubborn, if you will. He's that kind of person, serious, in his element. He's not really a light-hearted kind of character in anything that I've seen him play anyway. And I saw a different side of him as an actor in this film, because there are some very humorous moments in this film that involve his character. And that was kind of a side to him that I've never really seen before, and I really enjoyed it. So I think he executed his role in this film perfectly. So really hats off to him, because this was a really good film with him, shall we say. Anyway, back to the actual movie then. So the movie consists of kind of three storylines at once. So if you're like me and you take a little while to kind of compute what's happening, I think it's worth noting that there are kind of three sub-stories happening within one big story. The first off is, of course, the real moon landing, the way that they're setting up the whole spaceship to go to the moon. That's kind of one story, how they're doing that. The second story is the proposed fake moon landing and the way they're filming a fake version of the moon landing. And the third story is this love story between Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. So there's kind of three stories happening within this one big movie, within one main story in the film. And that took me a little while to realise what was happening where. So that's something to note if you are a bit like me and you'll take a little while to figure out what's actually happening. That is something to note. And of course, this film is based on the premise of, was the moon landing real or not? And from what I understand, and after a quick Google, this is a fictional story. This isn't real. This isn't a true story. This is more so a theory behind what people think actually happened when the moon landing took place. Obviously, a lot of people think the moon landing was fake. Whether or not it is, it still remains a mystery, and I feel like it ultimately will come down to what you believe. Do you believe the moon landing happened, or do you not believe the moon landing happened? But this film is almost a kind of presentation of one of the many theories of how the moon landing happened, and this is, like I say, this shows you what people actually think, and this is kind of what people feel like happened when the moon landing happened. Whether or not it's real or not, like I say, still remains a mystery, but this film ultimately presents one of the many theories of how the moon landing happened. So it is a fictional story, especially the love story. That is fictional, completely fictional. But it was a really interesting film. I know the very, very basics of the moon landing, but it's never been something that I've watched documentaries on and series on. So this was kind of the first piece of film and TV that I've watched on the moon landing, and I found it really interesting. You know, the way that they actually sent these astronauts into space to the moon. I just found that really fascinating. So it was a really good film. It was really pleasing on the eye. A very, very well filmed film. The camera quality of the movie is really, really good. And apparently it's an Apple original film, which I didn't know until I sat down to start watching the film. So can't fault it in that respect. Really, really, really good. And of course, like I say, whether or not the moon landing was real or not, it still remains a mystery. But this really well depicts one of the many theories of the moon landing. Whether or not it was real, like I say, is up to you to decide. But I think it does a really, really good job and executes this storyline of one of the proposed theories of how the moon landing happened. So props to you for that, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. And of course, that wraps up another movie review, because that is all I have to say on the brand new Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson movie, Fly Me to the Moon. And you can catch it in cinemas across the UK from July the 11th. I was, like I say, very lucky to see it at an advanced screening of the film, but you can catch it. It's in UK cinemas from July the 11th, and with that in mind, there's only two things for me to ask. First off, what to rate it at 10, and will I be buying it on physical media, on DVD? Well, I'm giving this film a solid 6 out of 10. It was a really good film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed Channing Tatum in it. All of these pros, I really enjoyed it. Was it a blockbuster? Was it a 10 out of 10 film? No, but that's not a criticism to the film. It just wasn't a 10 out of 10 film, but it was a really good film. So if you want to go and catch it in cinemas, you can do from July the 11th. And will I be buying it on DVD? Now, here's the thing. Usually when I leave a cinema screen after watching a film, I kind of know whether I want to buy this on DVD or not. Most of the time, I'll know whether I want to buy it on DVD the day it comes out on DVD. When it comes out on Monday, whatever, I will know whether I want to buy it the day it comes out on DVD. And I didn't with this film. I still don't know whether I want to own it on DVD. I can see myself owning this movie on DVD. Probably not at full price the day it comes out. Maybe when it comes down in price a little bit, potentially. But I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. And I feel like that's the first time I've ever said that about a DVD. Because I don't know. I don't know. Definitely not a solid no, but definitely not a solid yes. I don't know. Somewhere in the middle, so potentially we shall see. But there you go. There is my thoughts on the brand new movie Fly Me to the Moon. Like I say, in cinemas across the UK from July the 11th. And in the description below will be a link to the movie trailer in case you've not seen it. There'll also be the entire movie plot, as well as my movie review playlist in the description below, featuring every single movie review I have done, and many more to come, including Despicable Me 4. That's dropping in cinemas across the UK on July 12th. So expect a movie review on that incoming very soon. And other than that, I shall see you in another video and another movie review very soon.